you'd magically you'd magically be naked, right? So one this game had a lot of glitches when it came out.
Well, I mean, it seems like very like a game with a lot of features.
Yeah. So basically, one of the things that could happen was the person would have clothes on, would randomly be going, but then they'd like show up, like the clothes would disappear, or body parts would like clip through. It was happening with boobs too.
Uh,
Yeah.
all the 13-year-old boys.
Oh
were
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh."
Everyone's like, "Ooh, yeah." I mean, if you had the game, I mean, you could manually look at that anyway, I guess, right? But it's not really the point. At least, I don't think it is. How do we get out of the car again? F. Um, but I don't know. The game definitely got like a worse rap than I think it necessarily deserves. Um, because I don't know, everyone expected it to be perfect, and then it wasn't. But nothing that really gets released, no like big game like is ever really perfect when it first comes out, right? So there's always kind of growing pains, but nobody wanted to like accept that for this game because their expectations were too high, essentially.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean it's pretty unfortunate, but
Learn
it
a
is what
little
it is.
fucking respect.
I think it looks good. Oh, I guess I'm like a few seconds behind, but yeah.
But yeah, well that'll always happen. I'm not worried about that. I just want to
But like,
if you minimize chat, right? Like I wonder
Yo, June,
with using
I
this
got a ticket to
resolution
heaven on earth.
if it like things look squished or distorted, like that kind of thing.
I don't know
Oh
if I can
shit!
anymore.
They fucked them up good.
On here. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like just play around with it, because it'd be nice to like not have to worry about resolution stuff, or worry about. Okay, we died. Oh, you can't minimize chat.
I don't think I can minimize chat.
Okay, but like I don't know. Does everything look really like smushed, or does it look like pretty normal?
No, I don't think it looks mushed. I think it
But
looks
but you
pretty
can see like little black bars on top and bottom.
Well, I mean, I see the little.
Yeah, the background.
Yeah. I think it's fine.
Cool. That's like, I don't know. That's what the kind of things I worry about because I'd like to play with like the normal full resolution.
You fucking blind gunk?
Because like not all games like are as forgiving basically as like Breath Edge is like yeah sure you can play on your smaller um, smaller resolution and we'll make it look the same, right?
This is stinky cat.
Oh, is that a sprout? Do we have a little guest?
Yeah.
Well,
He doesn't want to be a guest, however.
here let's little guest star. Nobody will see you. But if anyone ever looks at this later, they can see a small struggling cat who doesn't want to be here. He doesn't want to be here, but he's adorable and fuzzy. Fuzzy! Look into the glowing light. He says no.
Yeah, with those little circle eyes,
Yes.
but also stink.
Let's see. 5BD. 5BD. But then we're out of 5.5s.
And they were like, "Ooh yeah, hexadecimal."
Yeah. Well, so I don't know. This is actually a pretty neat mini game for like hacking. So like, you have a limited buffer space, right? Yay, keywords. And there's like a certain sequence to upload like whatever virus you're trying to, you know, affect people with, or if you're trying to like break into like a thing to get credits or whatever, right? Which is money. Um, and you can upload multiple viruses, but you only have like that same shared limited buffer. So you have to try like if you can, like I have to try and get this string and then have it like feed directly into this one to try and get both viruses. Yeah, it's actually like a pretty refreshing. Like it can be challenging, and there's some like RNG, which is like randomness, right? So like sometimes like this time I don't see it good with like the buffer space I have. Like I probably can't do it. So I'll just do like a standard basic one, and then like I don't have enough space to complete the thing, so I'm like whatever, right? Like it's fine. It's not the end of the world. But
Learn a little
I don't know.
fucking
So like
respect.
everyone was like really complaining about the bugs and all the problems, and it's like sure I can understand you're like waiting for a game for a long time. Excuse me. Right? So you're
The
like
fuck
boo hoo,
on.
like
I'm a
things aren't
fucking
working the way we
niner,
wanted them
baby.
to when it came out. But it's like for a game so big, you know, and like for as many delays as it got, like there had to be a time where like it came out anyway.
Yeah.
But you know, people are never happy anyway. Like it, even if it didn't have the bugs that it had, which like some of them could like were sort of bad, right? Like even if it didn't have those, people would still be like complaining about something. It'd just be like something else.
Yeah. We a jumping pad.
I am the La mejor parte del
So
día.
these are just random like criminal fools that were getting killed by because we're playing on the hardest difficulty. So we die easy and quickly. All of the guest stars are in the room.
They're all meaty.
They are all needy.
And furry.
It really throws me off seeing like the little like delay from like when I'm doing stuff and then like when. All right, we'll skip those dudes for now, and we'll find something else to do. There's random crap all around.
Yeah, so when you wonder why I message like even later than normal.
Well,
Like
well,
very out of sync.
one thing I always kind of wondered about, right, is like when you're watching remotely, like it probably doesn't seem like any delay, right? Because you're seeing it when you see it, and I see it when I see it.
Yeah.
Um, but like across the thing, like it, I don't know, like it's probably not noticeable, right? Like the delay.
Yeah. When I was sitting in the other room.
Oh, I'm sure
It-
that
it
I'm
was-
sure that was the worst. Yeah, because you're physically hearing me, and then I'll come through like on your speakers too, and it's like,
Can this give me ADHD?
what is going on here? We'll do a quick save. Yeah, so everything's like really high tech, like in this kind of like world and setting. Um, I guess pay more attention to what's going on here
Yeah. No, I've been
than
looking
this.
there.
Like this is just for like quality, right? To
Yeah.
make sure like this is usable, like this is okay. I'd look over here for like real time
No,
to
I,
talk
I,
about
I have
stuff.
been looking over here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Just
and I'm constantly like 5 minutes behind essentially. No,
1C 55 55. We'll do that. Yeah, we'll skip that one because
just go down one more ramp.
actually, you kind of can, right? Like depending on your cyberware, right? Like you see, it says like buffer size 6.
Yeah.
That's what controls like how much like hacking space I have. So like it is, it is pretty cool. I started off with less, right? I also started off with less RAM, right, which you use for like active hacking, like against people. And depending on how you build out your character, like there's actually like a pretty like hefty like tree, right? It's like within each thing, then you also have like multiple like little like trees within like a certain attribute, right? So like here like intelligence, this is like hacking stuff, this is like combat hacking stuff, right? um, and then you can do like gun like these type like assault rifles and handguns, like those kind of things. So it's like pretty cool. Like there's like a lot of options, and you can build out like your character in a lot of different ways. I went for like a hacky dude, obviously,
Yeah.
um, with some points in sneaking, and I did put points like into like being able to use like assault rifles and handguns a little bit because I don't want to like I don't know get caught and die like right away kind of deal, right? You want to be able to fight a little bit. But because I'm pretty like far along in the hacking thing, I have like this that I can. It's like a daemon you can just like upload, right? It's like a quick like upload kind of thing,
Mhm.
and it'll basically just like shut them down. It like
Nice.
knocks them out. But it's like pretty expensive on my RAM. There's like all my RAM up here. But yeah, he's like down for the count. But people are probably gonna come looking for him or at him. John Quaid, veteran guard. This guy has a name, but these guys don't.
No.
So we'll sneak around. Actually, nope, he saw him. All right, let's go hide, and then we'll erase him when he shows up too. Not erase him, but like knock him out if he comes.
Come out with your hands in the air.
Amazing. My partner in my electronics class in high school would go to downloadmoreram.com on the school computers.
That's how you do it.
Spam the download, and I'm like,
That's how it works. Yes. Download more RAM.
You mean a virus?
If only it was that easy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, we'll just take these guys out.
So I wonder how like infected the like school district's computers are.
Oh, those IT people probably hated life, right? They're probably having to like try and remove Trojans and crap like all the time.
The one IT person like at the school like sucked.
Well, then probably nothing was being removed.
He did hate his life, by the way.
Maybe he just gave up, right? Maybe he started like really caring, and then slowly it kind of just became too much. And he's like, these kids keep trying to download RAM, these idiots, right? Like, I don't care anymore. Fuck this shit, right? Could happen.
Surrender immediately.
I mean, you gotta imagine the people that like take naps at work or like get high, right? Or like look at porn all day, like at work or like crap like that. Like,
should just have to happen to like.
I mean, they probably hit that point where they're like, I'm over it. I don't care anymore, right?
Yeah.
We'll just turn him off.
Nice.
I mean, why not?
Nervous.
Oh, did it not work on this guy? He might be like a. Okay, it worked. Cool. Sometimes if they're like a like special enemy kind of thing, I think there's like a precedent for it like not to take them out.
So
this guy had cactus juice.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, there's like a whole bunch of like different loot. This game is like pretty fun. I don't know. I really like this game because I think the setting is interesting and like the missions I think are pretty interesting. A lot of like the side content is really interesting too. Just like going to random things and doing random crap like this. I don't know. I think also I can get anti-puncture cut-off shorts.
Oh my!
And I can wear that. I'm not gonna. Well,
Fashion
their armor quality is better than what I'm currently wearing.
Okay. Bisky, the special guest, knows that I was trying to touch Sprout, the other special guest.
Oh, you can't have that. That's
so
not allowed.
He is automatically glued to my side.
Yep. Must have all the attention. We got the dealer. One who's selling on our turf. Okay, that's bad stuff. Boo-hoo.
Come on out. You're not in trouble.
Just let him go. We don't want him getting aggravated.
Oh.
It's late. Poor little guy.
Be held and then one needs to be held.
I mean, life is rough when you're a tiny cat.
It's just too cute.
That's right.
Oh my.
Look at this guy.
The other person wearing just like a trash bag?
No, don't do this.
What is that?
He's wearing some type of very fashion-forward garb, let's say. Yes. Let's change cars. Let's summon a different vehicle. Yes,
Something.
summoned. It'll roll up. There it is. It's making its way downtown. Something else. Something else. Do 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 do. I don't remember the song. You know the one.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't let him miss watching you play. It's, Fallout.
Well, when I get a capture card, I can always do some of that, off the Xbox.
Yeah. Did you stop playing it because of that, like, one glitch?
Yeah, I don't remember exactly. There was something. Um, I'm struggling to remember exactly what it was now, but it was something that was annoying that basically made me feel like, eh, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I don't know, I had a lot of other problems that I've complained about many times, like with that game, with like the direction that series ended up taking with that game,
Oh, right.
right?
That's fair.
So, I don't know, it was kind of the weird like problems I was running into with like whatever like quests being glitched and like not being completable kind of thing, which I think is part of what was going on that made me sort of like put it down a bit. Um, it was like harder to be forgiving with like all the other like issues and qualms I had with the game when there was that stuff to deal with, right? Oh, yeah. So sometimes you'll show up and like gang people will just be like fighting each other.
Oh, crap.
Yeah. Oh, we can't breach these fools, but we can infect them with stuff. So like a vulture will just take advantage of them.
It's kind of scary. Scary in concept.
But like just lurking here and like infecting them with malware that's like damaging them.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, right? Body identified. They've been alerted. They won't even make it. Okay.
Cover me! I need cover!
I need cover. uh, watching her like slide around there was like
quiero
pretty.
pastillas, pero ya, ya, ya.
Need pills.
Yes, let's build stats. Her head's out, and we infect. There we go.
So do you need the site to do the little infection, or just
So
like, the gun?
when you press tab, it's not so it says nothing to do with the gun. It's this site
Okay.
it's like your little like eyeball implants
Oh,
like view to do like hacking stuff essentially.
yeah.
Um, that's what you use. Oh no, we're carrying too much crap.
Me and Skyrim.
That's like me in every game. I'm just gonna break down a bunch of weapons because you get like parts to craft other weapons or to like upgrade your existing guns so they're like stronger incrementally, but still, like if there's one you really like, you can just hold on to it and improve it over time. Plus, a lot of these like you if you don't like put the spec like into like that kind of ability or whatever, right? Like I'm not using like a lot of type of guns because you'll never get like to the end of that like equipment tree.
Yeah.
So I basically figure like, oh, I'll save these for like another playthrough or something, you know.
Well, I don't judge on the amount of weapons you have. I literally mostly just play with one, and I'm like, yep, multi-purpose. Um,
And I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, right? I mean, all that matters is that you're enjoying like the gameplay, right?
Yeah.
If you enjoy using that, then it's like perfect. Then you should keep using that, right? Like there's nothing that says you have to try out like everything. Like maybe you give it a try once to see if you like it more than what you're using, but if you don't, it's like go back to the one you like. Sure, we'll put on this cap, Mr. Cool Guy.
Nice.
This is our character.
Mr. Cool Guy. Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Cool Guy.
Bulletproof shorts now.
New pants that are the same as our existing pants. We'll put them on anyway.
Nice.
Oh, and we'll get rid of our old pants because they're weighing us down by 0.7. we need to pick up more crap. Flavor text.
Sometimes I have thoughts about just how much you're like loading yourself up in games and how much like stuff actually weighs, and it's actually terrifying to me, and I have to stop thinking about it.
Not only that, think about like carrying like multiple guns or something, right? Like how like bulky and cumbersome and impossible that is, right? But it's like you're like sprinting around, like doing like action slides and shit, but like physically, like there's like a huge
What's
backpack
that?
with like a bunch of crap on it. Yeah, there's a little bit of suspension of disbelief that needs to happen in games. Otherwise, you just like come on, you know.
Yeah.
So these little marked things here, we can hack them, like explicitly to get like money. So here we're gonna rob, and we're gonna try and get like this third level one that gives like the biggest amount of money. And if we can, we'll complete some of these because you're not locked to just one. So if we can complete multiple, like filling it out, then it's like you get even more.
Don't mind me. Yeah. Nerve-wracking.
Pretty suspect. So we can do a BD 7A, or 557A, and then BD, and then 55. Yeah, so I filled out like 2 out of the 3, right? So it's like better than just doing one.
Neat.
I try not to worry too much about like getting all of them because like you can reload because it's randomized, right? So like you can like just exit and go in over and over unless they fixed that in a patch, which they might have. But I know when the game first came out, you're like, oh, I don't like this spread. I don't see a way for me to get all 3 of them. Let me like get out of the interface, re-enter the interface, and it would re-randomize what you see. And you can basically like keep doing that until you get one where you're like, oh yeah, I can get everything this time. Perfect, right? Like, I like saves coming, but that's like a little excessive to me, right? Because like it's just for, like a little bit extra money. Like it doesn't matter that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Honestly, I just feel like I'd get more frustrated backing out every single time.
Yeah, I mean the amount of time that would be wasted doing that over and over is a little excessive. But you know, if that's what someone wants to do, then I guess by all means.
What is this?
That didn't happen. Okay. It's a little hard to steer using the keyboard.
It kind of looks like okay.
It's
I
a little,
can't
it's a
even
little
steer with the
finicky.
controller. I can't.
Yeah, I've actually thought about like connecting the controller, and then like when I'm in the car, grabbing the controller just to, like steer, because like the joystick will give you like a little easier control,
Yeah.
and then like when you're out of the car, then just using the keyboard again.
Yeah.
But I'm like lazy, and it's kind of like a lot of work, and it might be cumbersome to try and like controller, like
One
keyboard.
shaken night city.
So-
Your man, stand here. Ooh, the is taking some twisty turns, folks.
Oh, we want to save this guy before he gets like popped.
Let me show you how it's done.
Don't shoot that guy. Trying to save the random civilian. who might have come to the wrong neighborhood for all we know.
For the Union!
I think if we can, we're gonna hack these dudes real quick because I basically I need to use like some hacks to help me kill take people out.
Mm-hmm.
1C 5-5. Ooh, this 5-5, and then ED. There's no 1C. I like to try and map it out before I start clicking around.
Yeah, that's fair.
Um, 1C 5-5. Oh, it needs two 5-5s. The crap. Ooh, this one. Yeah.
Very nice.
That was almost bad, but we were like, ooh, grenade. You didn't, I don't think you heard it, but a person was like, gave a little like scream of shock, like, ah.
Oh,
An inappropriate ad.
nice.
There's a lot of those. Come on.
Retreat!
Said retreat. Uh-oh, retreat. He was on to something.
Motherfucker! They don't deserve to die!
Oh no.
Night City! Die already!
Oh, don't want to die. Oh man, this guy's actually.
So, are they
Nice.
shooting you with, like, what are they shooting you with? Is
With
that
bullets.
just guns?
Yeah,
Okay.
these are
I wasn't
just
sure
guns.
if you were getting breached.
No. There's like a different interface when someone is trying to like hack you, and that wasn't it. Yeah, these guys were just shooting me with like guns and stuff.
Okay.
Oh shit, another guy. Hello. Guy almost killed us. We're gonna hit him with the old system reset. Good night, sir. And so long.
Thanks for coming to my country.
Let us loot you for. I didn't want to pick that up. I don't really bother picking up the alcohol because like eating and drinking has like temporary stat effects.
Okay, drinking in any game is like never like really
Yeah,
been
it never
a good idea.
it never really gives like boons, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like real life where you're like, okay, you have one drink, like you know you're okay. It's like as soon as you like get like one thing, you're like, all of a sudden I'm temporarily retarded. Person spamming for votes for mayorship. So apparently we might have stumbled on some kind of shady thing going on involved with a mayoral candidate.
Yeah, it's weird, too.
Yeah, earlier we actually did like a mini side quest where we did a couple jobs for a mayoral candidate actually. Unrelated to his campaign. But yeah, we found out like weird stuff. Look at that outfit, huh?
I was gonna say,
Hey.
what a luck.
Look at this tiny little thing. You can get in and drive it. Neat little door,
I
though.
kind of like it.
This is like basically the future smart car. Ah, yes. It's very bouncy. You see how bouncy it is?
Yeah,
We're
these are
running
so
over
lightweight.
that guy. We're just bouncing around. Let's go up these stairs. Bouncy, bouncy. Oh, that didn't happen. Ah, yeah, with the back hop around with jalopy.
Voila.
Yeah, it was great.
Yes,
Just gonna leave
fire
that right
hydrant.
there.
Uh,
There's actually another like random event like right next to this, I think.
so how do you just like find these little random places to go? Just the
They
map.
yeah, where so some of them are on the map. Like this one is now on the map. I think as I pass by. So these are like you discover them randomly as you're walking by. Others, if you get like a quest to go there, it'll show up on the map so you can navigate there. But these are just like random overworld events that we're doing now. So it's like as you pass by um, and discover them, then you discover them once and they'll stay on your map. So you don't have to do them when you find them. You can come back, which is nice. But yeah, that's basically how. So we do one C, one C, one C, and then 5 5, and then wait, one C, one C, one C. So then we have to go down, and then up 5 5, and then E9 E9. Ah yes, all the hackings,
Yeah.
all the hackings are belong to us. We'll just reset this guy off in the distance. He'll take a nap. There's only 3 of them. Uh, Cyber War Ready Biomonitor. I don't even know what that means.
You better pray I don't find you.
Uh-oh, they're gonna find me. Gas grenades. Everyone needs those. These guys are pretty weak. Except for this guy. Give him a little bit extra juice. And then we roll on the scene and we take all their crap. To break down for components. It's a vicious cycle. It's also a very satisfying cycle. We'll read this message real quick. Okay. Random crimes. Yeah, so I've mostly like run around doing this random stuff instead of the main story, which I'll get to eventually. But it's really fun for just kind of like putzing around and doing random crap and finding these weird like little like crime deals gone wrong and other crap like that, you know.
Yeah. Those seem pretty fun.
And I mean, so I'm not saying that there weren't like bugs, some more egregious than others for people, but for me, um, the game like I don't know, never really had any like bad bugs for me,
Mm-hmm.
and I think a lot of it has to do with like system performance too, because like my computer is like pretty decent, so.
Yeah.
This game is like pretty demanding, and people that had like more moderate systems were having like severe performance issues.
Mm.
And I think that's where like a lot of the bugs started popping up, especially like on like the older original consoles that like really couldn't keep up like almost 10 years into their lifespan, you know. Which I personally think is not fair that people were like, oh boo hoo, right? Like my like super old first model like PS4 or like original Xbox One like isn't playing the game well, and it's like, dude, it's like so many years later. Like those things came out in like 2013 or whatever, right?
Yeah, it's pretty
Like it's like do you want there to be like big leaps and bounds in like graphics quality, right? In your games, modern new games, or do you want them to stay at that same quality from like 2013 forever, just so that you can play on the same thing that you've always had, right? Like there has to be some kind of line drawn there. Another assault in progress. There is a lot of crime in Night City. And one man is going to stop it all in order to strip their bodies of everything they're worth. No, it's like that little meme, like the sideways look, the little monkey thing.
Yes, I am cool.
So I don't know. Have you seen any like lagginess or stuttering or anything? Is it saying like I haven't had any like dropped frames?
No, I haven't noticed anything.
Okay, that's good because
I
like
mean, the quality looks great on the. It
okay,
looks like I'm seeing it like right here. It's like as good quality as
okay,
your
cool.
monitor.
Because that was like another thing I wanted to check on this, right? Because like Breath Edge, like it looks good, but it's not like oh that guy just got taken out. Some bad like deal was going on in this shady
Oof.
area. But anyway, can't save them all. But yeah, so like this game is probably like the most graphically demanding, right? So I don't know. It's good to get like a little baseline on if like my computer can handle like running a stream and like playing a game like this still at max settings, right? Because I didn't like dumb anything down. So that's kind of why we're here.
Yeah. Well, I think you look good in the. I mean, I think it
No
all
no
looks.
fuzziness or anything.
No. Even like me zooming in on it.
Cool. Yeah, that's definitely good to know, right? Because a lot of the other games I have like I don't know, just have like different requirements, you know.
Yeah. No, I think it looks good.
Oh, come on out, shitballs. That's you know what,
Excuse me?
shitballs is like might have to use that at some point, you know.
No shit.
Oh, shitballs.
Story of my
I'd hope not.
life.
That would raise a lot of questions.
Oh, that's funny.
Is it funny though? It's concerning, is what it is.
It is a wee bit concerning right now.
No, there's no guesswork on that. It's just flat out concerning. What's cool, like when you get pretty like far in, like I'm not even like maxed out like skill wise on the hacking and stuff,
I'd start
but
running if I
like
were
I'm
you.
taking all these dudes out like no risk from over here, just like spamming them with like viruses essentially to like I whittle them down to death, and I'm like, you know what, I'm okay with this. This is not bad.
Yeah,
Because if
honestly.
I went down there, they'd all just start like lighting me up, and I'd be dead in like 2 seconds. But we had to just waltz in, take all their shit, and we didn't even get hit once. We were never even in active combat.
So what's been some of the like main story stuff, I guess?
Um, oof. I mean, the main story is like pretty, like it's not convoluted. It's not like a very complicated story, I guess. So basically, Night City is like a big metropolitan area where a lot of people try and like come to essentially make it big, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so you're kind of one of those people, and you can pick different like background, like think origin story kind of things for yourself.
Yeah.
That kind of see, so someone now like is trying to reveal my position with like a hack thing. That's what that little
Oh.
pop
Neat.
up means, which is fine. We're not worried about like one dude. Um, but yeah, so you can kind of like pick a background, but you always play the same person. Like you create their look, but you always play V is the name of your dude or gal, right? Or whatever in between. Like this game basically lets you make like any type of like human looking person of any like gender, anything or whatever. Like they basically let you make any like combo human you want, right? So
That's
like
pretty
whatever
interesting.
whatever you feel like playing as or identifying with or whatever, like you can do it, which is pretty cool. Um, so so basically, yeah. So then you're essentially a mercenary. After you finish your origin story, you end up kind of doing like mercenary work, trying to make a name for yourself. So you're doing it to earn money, and you start taking on jobs to like earn rep and be able to do like bigger jobs because you and your buddy, you want to like make it big basically. So that's kind of like how you get into stuff, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
not very surprising because like this happens in in any game, right, where you're doing jobs to do X, Y, or Z or anything in between, right? Like something will go wrong on one, and then like other story stuff like unfolds from there. So like I'm not gonna go into detail because if someone watches this at any point out of curiosity in the future,
Spoilers.
yeah, I don't want to be like, and then blah blah blah, and then you do like whatever, and
Yeah.
like some person stumbles on this and is like, well, great, right? Like I just bought that game and I haven't started
Yeah.
it yet, and now you ruined it. But basically, yeah. So you start taking on jobs, right, and then eventually some stuff happens on one, and it kind of opens up like in the aftermath, like what you do to sort of move on and I I'd say recover from it, but I mean I don't know exactly because like I haven't beaten it either, right? So like
Yeah. It seems like it would take like a pretty long time to beat, even if you were.
yeah, so I mean I don't know exactly how long the main story is. Like I'm sure if you mainlined it, meaning like you only did main story quests, it's probably okay, little guy. It's probably not that long, right? If all you did was just like main story quest to main story quest to main story quest. But honestly, like I don't know, I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose of a game like this
Yeah.
because it's like they went through so much work to put in like all this content. Like it seems very clear, right, that like to really get your money's worth out of the game, regardless of what it actually costs, right? But like to get your time's worth, I'd say if you have any interest in the game, like it's best to like kind of try and like run around and do all the stuff. Like you not necessarily do like every quest or mission or side thing or whatever. It, if you want to leave yourself an avenue for new crap on like a subsequent playthrough, right?
Yeah. Sure.
But like I don't know, I'm gonna try and do like as much stuff as I run across. Like it probably won't be everything, and I'm fine with that because
Yeah.
I think at some point I'd like to like roll a different character and try out like another perspective too. But I'm gonna try and get like a huge chunk of this stuff at least, so that I feel like I got to experience the world that like CD Project Red spent so many years like working on,
Yeah.
right? Like, because part of it's also like I don't know, maybe you can also like understand this, but like as developers, right? It's like you spend so much time like making something. It's basically like your baby. It's like what to have someone only spend and like look at what 2% of it,
Yeah.
right? When it's like your life day in day out for so long, like
Yeah.
I feel like that kind of sucks, right?
Yeah.
So it's like for something that I'm interested in, right? I feel like just giving them like money is sort of like okay, but like you don't appreciate it.
Yeah. I mean, even thinking about the like smaller developers like Eastern Dave and stuff making Stardew Valley. I mean, just how many like little
All
hidden
developers,
things.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
but like I mean, I'm just comparing that because that's like what I know.
right.
Like how many hidden things and how much time like you spent on it.
It's fun to find those little Easter egg things,
Yeah.
right? Because you think about it and you're like, someone was like sitting at their station, right? They're like coding this thing. They're like, you know what? I'm gonna put in this little nugget of like story or little side thing.
I mean, that's why I like had a relationship with literally everyone in the town, so I could get all the content out of it.
Okay, this is a bug.
What?
You know what's funny actually? This is the first time I'm seeing this kind of graphical bug.
Interesting.
So there's been since I bought the game, I think a couple patches were already out when I bought the game. And since I bought it, they slowed down to do like bigger patches, like with more content. After like the first fires of like hot fixes, right? Um, I was never seeing any of these. I think about a week ago is when like the latest like big patch thing came out, where they're like, we believe that the game, the current state is like stable and like playable kind of thing. I'm like, now there's like a graphical bug in my game, and I never had this. And I'm like, what the shit, guys? Like it doesn't even exist. It's not even. It's yeah. Like that object didn't load. It's not even invisible.
It's just not
That
there.
part
Yeah.
just didn't doesn't exist. Otherwise, it would crash and like fall over, right?
Yeah.
So, but at the same time, right? So like a lot of people would probably look at that and be like, "Well, this game's garbage,"
Yeah.
right? Like it came out, it was a buggy mess. They spent all this time, like they wasted all this time because there's still this bug. But it's like again, kind of also part of like one, it's like okay, like nobody's perfect, right? Like they did their best, but it's like you'll miss shit. But also like as developers, like you know how hard it is like to find a little fucking like nugget of code
Oh yeah.
that will sometimes make this happen and will sometimes not make it happen,
Yeah.
right? And it's like
But I mean, look at the rest of the world. How like
yeah,
we
like
can
as long as
as
everything
much-
else works, right? It's like okay, like I can give like a pass to that one little like walk don't walk sign. Like okay, it's just kind of it becomes like a funny thing where you're like okay, like this little sign floating here, you know. 7A 55 7A, but no BD, no BD.
Yeah, there is.
7A 55
Oh, does it have to be in the same?
7A BD. There is one this way. Ah, yes. So you start on a column and then you have to select something in the row of where in the column you clicked,
I misunderstood.
and then it alternates. So it goes column, row, based on what point you click.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
okay,
that's
my
how the
bad.
puzzle's put together.
Okay.
It takes a while. Like just watching it, the first time I like saw that too, I was like, how the heck does that work? But like
There's a BD.
but like once you do it one time, you're like, it's pretty intuitive. You're like, oh okay. You're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lieutenant. Go to sleep. Yeah, that's how some people pronounce it. Not me, but I did that time for some reason. For no reason, actually. Colonel. It's pronounced Colonel.
That's how I read it in my head, and I hate it.
I read it that way in my head just for like a weird mental chuckle.
What's the origin of it like not being pronounced that way?
I have no idea. I wonder if when it was first written, if it was pronounced that way, right? Like, why else would it be written that way?
Okay, I need to look it up.
Someone had to have been like, ah, yes, Colonel Stevens, you know? And you're like,
Like math.
And then someone later was like, you know what? That really sounds crummy. Let's call this something else.
Bitch, where'd I hide?
If I was a punk little bitch, where would I hide? You'd hide nowhere. You'd be called Colonel?
Yeah.
You'll get there eventually.
Oh.
Oh?
It
was Colonel, wasn't
okay. Well, yes. Okay, so this is from Learning English.
it? Okay.
Why is colonel pronounced colonel?
Alright, English me.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna like spark note it for you. Wait,
Okay.
do some reading. Okay, so some origin story. The pronunciation of some words can cause trouble for people learning English. For example, circle, sir, certainly. Surprise all sound as if they begin with the same letters, but they don't. So like, people can pronounce some stuff wrong because they're like, what? So it sounds
Sure.
like this essentially the same thing is happening here. So they say first, what does colonel mean? Military official, of course. So why do Americans say it?
Do any Americans actually say Colonel?
Well, no, we say colonel,
Right.
which implies the existence.
Wait,
of
so that
some-
so that means that somewhere they do not say that.
So we get into a segue. First, let's talk about Italy.
Okay.
Okay. So Italian root. It comes from the Italian word colonnello.
Which
Coming from column.
coming from what?
Column, because you're like
The head of a column of troops?
small. Yeah. Then there's the influence of France on colonel. The French also took this word from the Italians, but when they added it to their language, they changed the word to the word colonello to coronel. And language experts say this is because the French wanted to have the R sound in the world instead of two L sounds. And then Spain put a twist on it. Spanish were also pronouncing colonel as colonel, and it's possible that both the French and the Spanish pronunciation affected the English version of the word. In addition,
There's an addition.
This is such a long origin story.
Well, we're in this far, right? So
There's something else at play. Written versus spoken language. From the very beginning, when this word came into English in the 1500s, there were two versions of spelling and two pronunciations.
of course there were. Why not?
So the written form of the word and the spoken word would just happen to get combined in like the wrong way. So we have the one way of the pronunciation, but it written, and then the other way it was spoken, like just combined.
Of course we do.
fusion.
Yeah, because of course we do. Well,
That's wild. I like never knew.
that is pretty interesting. But for once we were not the cause of the weirdness of that word, right? People like to blame like American English speakers for a lot of these things, but it's like, not this time. For once, we're innocent.
Well, can't say we're innocent for like adopting like the written.
Well, okay, yeah, that's definitely a biff of like pretty epic proportions, sure.
Attacks won't accomplish anything.
But we didn't cause the problem, and that's pretty good in and of itself.
Honestly, yeah. Just kind of amazing how like the words can communicate like that. The French were like, screw the two L's. We're just gonna use an R
Yeah,
instead.
for no reason, right? Other than they wanted to do something French. Okay, we're gonna flank them strategically. Yeah, this is better, sort of. Definitely didn't need to reload. That was unnecessary. Oh, these guys do a lot of damage. Scary, I say. Scary. Right in the head. Luckily, I have 415 little health inhalers. So, as long as I stay on them. Okay, you see these little lines coming in on me?
Yeah.
That's like an enemy hacker dude.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So,
So they're little ties of binary.
actually,
I can't tell what it is. Actually.
it's not actually binary, right? It's like a weird little representation that is kind of,
Yeah.
for lack of a better anything, like, it's binary. It's a representation of it. Can I not hit F? There we go. Compiling. I like that it says compiling. That satisfies me.
Okay, yeah, like it just kind of like.
Yeah, you compile that code
Yeah.
and then execute. Dear it.
Scary.
So that's Mr. Hacker Bro down there.
Oh, in a hacker stance.
Crouching?
No, like one hand on the ground. Like
We're just gonna
spider-
give him ye old reset. Good night, sir. Don't bother the cat.
I want
It's late.
So much.
Let him relax. Poor little guy. Poor little guy.
Why did he have to watch me right?
I mean, why not? Did you ever think of that? Okay. I also like that all the loot shows up as little X's on the minimap over
Oh,
here.
that's cool.
I really like that because
That's
it makes
pretty
it
nifty.
makes it handy for you to run around after the fact and pick up, like, because all these little small items could
Can you just
otherwise.
pick up the body?
I can pick up the body, but there's no point now because everyone's dead. I actually did not need to read that. I think I've read that one before. Oh, it was this person who had the good stuff. Message from the creators. We are young. We are strong. We are full of righteous anger. We are the creators. Take matters in your own hands. Don't brain dance your life away. Fight. Come together. Yeah, yeah. Over me. Anyway.
Cricket. Cricket.
Cricket indeed. Cricket's the only proper response to terrible singing. In monotone.
No, I think it was you did a great job singing. I just
Don't patronize me.
Okay, come on, Misty.
Look at this. It's like a dance. Dance pose.
She's dead.
Well, I mean, yes. She's also on a piece of loot that we actually kind of want. So it's just.
Oh,
How we drop the body again? E. Kind of went into a pose again. Cool. You do you. We're not picking up the whole
jiggle
pizza.
physics.
There weren't any jiggle physics here, were there? I didn't see
know.
any.
Well, sort of. She kind of just bounced.
Okay, like ragdoll body physics aren't the same. When you say jiggle physics, you're like specifically talking about boobs.
Okay. Well, apparently they need to add more of that. Unrealistic.
Excuse me?
Your boobs don't jiggle when you fall.
Why? How? Okay. Why can't we jump up here? Something's wrong. Is this a glitch? Has my game had glitches? Okay, we got up. I don't know. 7A, 7A, 1C, 1C. Cool, 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 cool. Yeah, there's too many in that to complete any others, so that's fine. Tis alright. We have a pretty good amount of money anyway, so it's not like the end of the world if I only get stress ball. I'll take that.
It's me.
Sideways. This guy's still alive.
Looks.
Don't mind if I take your stuff? Well, I mean, I'm sure he's in pain. Because whatever.
You know what looks painful? Whatever leg aerobics the other person's doing. The dead person.
I'm sure they're fine.
It's fine. I'm fine.
Yeah, everything's fine. Nothing to worry about.
Nothing to see here.
Indeed. Let's see. Suspected organized crime activity. We'll just go to this is closer.
So the people walking by, they're just like.
They're just
"Oh,
civilians. Whoops.
Nice.
I'm sorry, the people walking are what?
So, like, if people, like, see you, like, beating up these thugs.
For thug, okay, so if like thug warfare or whatever is going down near them, they'll like run away in fear. I actually haven't spent too much time paying attention to the civilians, so I'm not sure. Other than them screaming and running, like what else they might do? They might do other stuff. Probably not. They probably all just run away. I mean, if you think like realistically, like, isn't that what you do? That's what I do.
Honestly, yeah.
I wouldn't stay there to be like, let's see. Shoot him.
Yeah.
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 Right? Like, I think I'd run. Especially with like there's like a ton of grenades being lobbed around and shit. Like people are just like spraying around, like I'll hit something. You find a lot of dead civilians, you know, when you go to these places, right? So like clearly these people aren't the best marksmen, right?
Yeah.
Probably best to just run away.
You know what kills me? And, like, well, I mean, besides, like, a grenade in this game. But, since
What?
we were on the topic, yeah, but it was a slow joke, but I mean,
It's okay. It like
it
yeah.
resonated.
It resonated. I get it.
No
And
hard feelings. Come on out.
shooting the handgun sideways.
Oh yeah, gangster style.
Yeah.
From East LA.
Like, there's
Yeah.
just no way I believe that's, like,
like, hey, you want to break your wrist? Do this. Especially with some of the guns you see people holding, right?
No wonder you guys have terrible aim and don't hit the main character. Um,
You know what? It is believable. It must have been on purpose. Okay, are you done flailing? Sir, can I take the pistol ammo off you? Thank you.
you make cowboy.
Rude. He is wearing a cowboy hat.
Cowboy.
And weird leopard arm things. The future's very fashion forward, okay? We just can't understand. Vinyl record. That's probably a glitch, right? They were floating on top of this, like the little lid wasn't there.
Yep.
I mean, it's kind of a little sad that, like, I don't really remember having any of those. And apparently...
Maybe now you're looking for it.
No, I was looking for them before, too, because literally everyone was going on about this glitch and that glitch and whatever, right? So I was, like, non-stop trying to look for them, right? Because I wanted to see if I had them, too. And I really didn't have any, and now I'm like seeing a few, and I'm like, what the heck is this? Why though? Why though?
Off topic and not applicable because it's never gonna get fixed. My glitch in Skyrim where my companion just like goes poop for some reason, and I have to buy a house to get her back.
Oh yeah. I remember that glitch has been there. Like I remember the initial release, right, on like Xbox 360 and like PS3, basically. That was still a thing, or that was already a thing, right? And it's been released on how many systems now, over and over the years, and it's like they haven't bothered to fix like basically like anything on that game. But it's like you take an example like that, and you're like, why is it that like Skyrim gets like a free pass, and you're like, it's not a bug, it's a feature, right? Like companion disappears forever until you go through like this big fucking confusing and terrible sequence of events to get them back. It's a feature. Like, no, dude, that's lazy broken code that never got fixed while they decided to keep releasing this game on every single system that's come out.
Just like, why not fix it? It's so well known.
But it's like people give like that game a pass, right? And like no one really complains about that stuff too much. And then it's like a game like this comes out from a much smaller studio than Bethesda or whatever.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, burn them at the pyre, at the stake, right? Like, what? Like, dude, come on.
Just falling off the chair like nobody's business. Oh yeah, and then like in the sequence of events to go like buy a house and whatnot, I was turned into a vampire somehow.
Oh, well, that can happen randomly. When you fight a vampire, they can infect you with the vampirism.
Yeah, like I went to the vampire cave and I was like...
That was your first mistake. What do you think was going to happen?
Okay, but I can't say no to quests. I just kind of say yes to everything, and I just kind of...
That happens in games. You know what? Sometimes I try and specifically say no on some quests because of that. Because it's like you do a game and you're trying to be good, but then like you'll accept every quest. Go murder this random person for no reason. Okay. Right?
Like, I really... How I've been playing, I've had no, like, moral backbone or, like, ties to anything.
Your
like,
moral compass... your
moral
moral compass literally points nowhere.
I've joined like every like little group I could have.
It's like that. It'd be like that.
Yeah, part of like so many different like clan things, colleges.
Everyone thinks you're like so happy to be a part of where the hero are, and you're like, sorry, bro, this is just like yet another group in like a series of groups.
I can't even keep track anymore.
Which one are you guys again? Why do we have to do anything together?
I had to like look it up. I'm like, honestly, I'm kind of like confused. I've heard so many sides of the story. I'll just go with the Thieves Guild and just like call it good.
Yeah, that's why I tried. I did that when I was first playing Skyrim, like on the 360, And then like when I got the re-released on yet another Xbox right version, on my partial playthrough, I tried to just stick to one thing this time around because I was like, you know what, it's too many. It's just too many quests.
Yeah.
Like there is a such thing as too many, I suppose, and it's too many.
Yeah, my like little queue was giving me anxiety looking at.
It becomes basically like this unwieldy monster, right? Every time you try and open that tab, and you just don't want to open it anymore because it's so horrifying.
So many dependencies on like yeah, I want to start playing that again, but I just have to. But then like your like startup quests are kind of like all the same. And, like I've already like done this. So many times.
Oh! Did you
Oh!
look how many cars are moving? Okay, this is actually pretty sick. These cars over here that are like in the world, right?
Yeah.
These are all objects in the game world that are being tracked and they're like in scope.
That's pretty cool.
Like that's actually a huge number. Like that's actually pretty impressive, right?
That is pretty impressive.
We'll ignore the fact that I broke the world on a camera perspective. That happens.
It's fine. I'm fine.
It's back to normal now that we moved away from that.
Yeah, I honestly.
That
I don't
column of
consider that
doom.
a big thing.
I like my games with a small side of bug. It gives extra protein and fiber. Oh, another random thing. Another random thing. This person's just angry that I'm here. Well, you know what? Go to sleep.
Oh, fine. Why?
It's better than just killing him. He's lucky.
So I'm
Just
gonna.
just because you said that, we're gonna shoot him afterwards. Okay, we won't. I know that's mean. I guess.
Yeah.
Rude. Whose side are you on? Random NPC? Yeah, just like out in the open combat really doesn't end well. Throwing that grenade there actually ended up great because Mr. Melee guy was coming around and it caught him.
Very good.
Let's go! Lazy bastard!
Nah, he's not. Neither is that guy. But that's fine. Okay, you know what? You're saying too much random crap. You just take that and suffer.
I have to leave the cat alone.
Yeah, let's leave the cat alone.
Biscuit. Yeah, you want to take biscuit now.
No, just biscuit.
I call it biscuit.
But it's mine.
Molars.
Oh, we have too much crap again. Time to break down the random stuff. Don't think there's anything that we're not using any of these. Not using shotguns or revolvers.
Also, off topic because I forgot to mention it. I'm thoroughly disappointed in Graveyard Keeper that the communist donkey didn't get more like backstory.
Spoilers. Although I guess now Communist Donkey's not going anywhere.
I
So
mean,
I won't
you've
expect
learned
too
the
much.
most you could from communist donkey.
Really? That's it? It's just like carrots and bodies?
Yeah.
It doesn't go anywhere?
No.
What was up with all that manifesto bullshit and whatever?
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. You get no more. I'm not spoiling anything because there is no more. Yeah. I'm still upset about it. I was just thinking.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I found the donkey kind of annoying with the, like, carrots for bodies kind of thing, right? But at the same time, like, if it went somewhere, then it'd be like, okay, it's going somewhere.
I thought it was gonna go somewhere.
I thought it was going somewhere, too.
Okay, I
Should we?
yes. Yes.
Fine, just for a little bit.
I mean, I love the game.
I want my dude to be stylish. That is not stylish.
I think it's stylish. Yeah.
Or do we just want this vest?
Okay, that kind of looks ridiculous. If you're gonna go for the hat, you go all in.
Fine, we'll keep that on. It's for the stats. We're just going for the stats here.
Yeah, for the stats.
Because otherwise, we're that. Oh
You'll
wait,
see
I
when
put
you-
the wrong thing on. Whoops. We'll wear this. Goodbye, leather vest. We're gonna wear a tank top.
Oh my. What a look.
Yeah. The only look that you should have. And light tinted glasses. Actually, we'll wear this wreath thing. It's just for the stats.
For the stats.
Also, patriotic jeans. 4th of July weekend, after all.
Oh, essentially they're at. Oh.
No, they're always like that. That's not like a
So,
new item.
who's the guy in Call of Duty?
Which guy? The dude
one
we
that-
play as?
The one that looks like Tom Cruise. Ish. Like Tom Cruise would play him if it was in the game. I think it starts with an H. It's not the guy we play as, it's the one with like the aviator sunglasses look.
You mean Adler?
Oh, okay, it doesn't start with an H.
Hmm. So what
Call
about
of
him?
Duty posted like a picture of like him in like his like American swim trunks and like a tank top like running from something.
Oh, really?
So yeah, that might be like a like new
New skin?
yeah.
Interesting.
But they said like running into Fourth of July weekend like or something like that. I don't know. I forget. It's a blur.
Interesting. It's a
Um,
blur.
Like him running into the 4th of July weekend.
I don't like it. Bisky.
Thought you'd be ready for bed now.
He is. He's waiting for us to go over there.
Is that why it's extra music soon?
Probably. Probably. Who knows what goes on in dog brain?
Honestly. Oh yeah, but Graveyard Keeper. I love the game, but I think like when you finish, it'll be like a little.
Oh no.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, I definitely get the sense that that game is more about the journey rather than the destination, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't know, like nothing has a time limit, right? It's basically just kind of like do whatever for as long as you want, you know?
Yeah. And I mean,
Attention
like
NCPD
Stardew Valley and like the other games
Suspected
where
organized crime
other
activity
games like
reported
that
on
are
Hargrove
just
Street.
like that.
APB
Yeah.
But I don't
Various
know. I feel
miles
like
wanted for
less
murder.
content.
Perp belongs to a
Talking
Sixth
with
Street
like
gang
people
and leads one of its
more
drug
about like
manufacturing
the
rings.
act of like
The city
graveyard
has promised a
keeping.
reward for terminating the threat from Miles and his drug cell.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's terrible news.
Had a little problem. No, took care of it.
Ask me who's dumb.
Thank you. What was that?
Ask me who's dumb.
Why did
Me.
you tighten this so much? You know that ruins it.
I didn't know I tightened it.
Yeah, don't squeeze it that much. Don't look at me like that. No, because the thing is, it can deform the threads in the
Okay.
bottle
Okay.
when you try and do it over and over.
It's because I was busy thinking about me forgetting my charger.
Sad. Hi.
Preserve phone battery life.
I mean, you have to go pretty early tomorrow anyway, so
Yeah.
should be fine.
Come on out.
Like I used that much.
Before we start.
Follow me, soldier!
We go with multiple days. All I do is text you and play D&D for
I'd imagine the Candy Crush would probably take a lot.
Honestly, it kind of does. But what takes more? Actually, funny enough, when I was on Pinterest more,
Oh yeah?
Pinterest drains your battery like crazy. I don't
Really?
know why it's such a hog, but it is.
It's probably just like very poorly optimized, really.
Well, yeah, I guess it's fair.
Plus, it's probably attached to the network like non-stop, just because it's like mostly image based.
But you think like Facebook and Instagram and other stuff that are like, I guess I go on Instagram a fair amount, but
We got wounded here!
I guess we can shoot some people too. Oh crap! Oh shit! All right, we're not doing anything. We did.
critical failure.
Yeah. Yep. That's
Major system error.
that's what that was.
So where's your like save point? Oh, I guess there. So
It's wherever you save.
Attention NCPD.
You can do manual saves.
Suspected
Thankfully,
organized
you
crime
get
activity
automatic
in
save
Harlem.
points too. Sometimes, like,
ADV out for Darius Miles,
here and there.
wanted for murder.
but yeah,
Belongs
you
to
can do
Sixth
your own
Street
save
Gang and
points.
he's one of its
So luckily, I
strong
did one right
manufacturers.
here.
The city
Whoa.
has promised a reward for terminating the
Oh, I'm
threat
in the
from
car.
Miles and his drug
For a second, I thought I was like on foot, and I'm like, why do I have the car camera? That was just me being a genius. Yes. Consoling Pat. Let's see, BD, 1C, 7A, 1C. It's more important to boot this because it reduces how much RAM each virus uses. So I was trying to like at least get that one. Yep. Download more RAM.
I don't know why I just closed up. Can you steal that guy's outfit?
Not this guy's, but there is one like that, basically, that you can get.
He's honestly what a look.
The hazmat suit, yeah. There are hazmat suits you can get.
As long as you have an option for one.
That's all that matters.
So if you do it in less time, does that also like?
No, the time has nothing to do with it, just as long as you don't go over the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you have to do it like super fast for any like
Bonus or whatever, no.
Yeah.
No, thankfully, there's not that kind of pressure. 'Cause that would... right? And personally, I think that the time limits given are pretty generous.
Like a whole minute? Yeah, I do.
Well,
Was I reading that right?
well, I also unlocked like perks, or whatever, through like leveling up to have a little bit longer for that. Like,
I see.
yeah. So if you don't put any points in any of that, like, it does take a little longer. Or sorry, it does give you less time, and it goes by faster.
Makes sense.
Come on. This guy can move super fast. Probably will. Oh, there's people behind us too. This is bad. I'm in danger. Hey, run. Run and slide, run and slide.
Don't fucking stop! Keep firing!
It's a good thing I have like 70 grenades. Actually, I only have 43 now. I've used quite a few.
Only 43.
Only 43. I'm feeling the pressure, okay? It's rough.
You must be feeling lighter. I don't imagine that much. I mean, how much does it weigh?
They really don't weigh a lot.
I
Yeah.
feel like they'd weigh more.
In real life, absolutely.
I was talking about in real life. I've never.
In real life, I imagine that'd be quite a bit of weight, actually.
See, that's what I was thinking.
Oh man, that guy hits for a lot. Holy shit. It's like one shot and that dude's almost taking me out.
That's pretty crazy.
Let's see if we can give him the hacks. The hacks! It's like the clamps.
Not the hacks.
Did he like die on his own? Because I don't feel like I did any like I don't think I did that.
Crossfire.
Should probably like make sure I know where he's at and whatever before I just start looting, but you know,
You know.
priorities. Oh wow. Special iconic weapon.
Iconic.
Yeah. They're
Wow.
they're like I don't know, like rare, like legendary weapon kind of things.
So, like, how rare are they?
I don't know, pretty rare. I've only found a couple.
Oh.
Like you find a ton of like, you know, all these like standard guns or whatever. I've only found a few of those like legendary ones or whatever. Well, that was like the spec. That wasn't even the gun. That was like the little blueprint to make one.
Oh, okay.
But even of those, I've really only found a couple of those too. Maybe I just don't know where to look or something, you know? Here's an arm.
Oh, that's cool.
Of course, I thought about like a more witty line like after I pointed out the arm. I could have been like, need a hand, right? But of course, I thought about it like a split second after. I was like, look, an arm. Sad. Easy beef. That's probably real.
Makes me nervous.
I'm sure it's fine.
It's fine. I'm fine.
You
I
won't be
mean,
fine after
easy
you
beef.
eat it.
It's what we'll be eating in 10 years.
Let's hope not. Let's hope not. Nice. Got two of them. Feels good. Boop. This says hostile area, which is making me think like, are there still guys
There's still that
around?
one guy who just like gimped away.
But like, gimped where? Did he fall through the floor? Like in a weird like glitchy mess? and he's like secretly around. Is that him in the like far? No, that's just like a weird hobo who's like crazily shaking like a thing, like.
Nice.
You needed that sound effect.
I honestly I did. I don't know what I would have done all my life.
You would have been sad, forever.
Most definitely.
Go in there. All right, whatever. We'll move on. Take your gun, and then we'll move on. Look how. I'll take your crap. Look how rude this is. My poor little car, right? Like,
Oh.
why would you do this?
So does damage on your car ever reset? Or does it do
Oh, I ripped off their hood. So your car can get like trashed. It does get fixed eventually, but it does take a pretty long time to get fixed. It gets fixed like automatically. Like, I think the best bet is just like if you have a different car, like if you're far enough in the game where you can have different vehicles, just use a different vehicle for a while. Yeah, because I had one time had it happen where I accidentally parked my car like too close to where like an altercation was gonna happen, and the car ended up getting destroyed, and it was like pretty sad and bad, and it stayed that way for a good bit. But you know, after a while, then it was fine. So, and it didn't cost any money or anything. I didn't have to do anything about it. Just had to wait, and I went the wrong way. So yeah, it all ended up working out. Assault in progress. Assault is in progress.
Salt.
Yep. Look at this guy holding his gun up in the air. I'm cool. Raw.
Nice. Not nice. The safety though.
Oh no. I went too fast and uncarefully, and I've made a mistake. And I don't think it's. Oh. Okay. It sort of ended up working out, but still. Could have been better. Wow, there's a lot of these guys out here. Veteran guard. Go to sleep. Wow, this person's just like searching this body that's on the ground. Like
Very
that's
casual.
okay. I would think that they'd be responding with a little more alarm.
Enjoying your run-in with the corporation?
Like they're not like really trying too hard to look around, right? Like, okay, this person has like a line of sight to me, but I don't know. I think they'd be like a little more concerned, right? Like
Thanks.
being taken out here. Like, come on. Oh wow, that malfunction did not take this guy out. This guy is a biggin.
Again?
Biggin. Nothing a couple headshots won't fix.
Begin from a youngin. That didn't make any sense.
That really didn't make any sense. But look at this thing. This dude's huge. And this dude had a huge gun, too. Power light machine gun. Sounds scary. probably would have killed me like right away.
Oh yeah. The cockroaches are a nice touch though.
Yes. Awesome, aren't they?
I've seen too many cockroaches in my life already.
Have you?
Yeah.
That's concerning.
Yeah.
Where?
Just like outside trees. I mean,
Oh, like in Tracy? Yeah. Believe me, I saw too many as well. If that's
there's
what
not
we're
a
talking
very
about,
like
then
high
yeah.
scale. Like I'm only talking like maybe a handful.
You're like
but
I've
that's
seen
still,
I've
like,
seen
too
two.
many.
I've seen too many. Too many in my life. Why can't one of this new bandana be better than this gross hat? Damn it.
Yeah.
Never move on from the gross hat.
I like it.
Look at these flare thigh pants
Oh,
here.
those are my favorite.
Tiger stripes.
I'm essentially wearing those
Yeah, yeah. A
without
version
the
of
flare.
them. Here's the hazmat suit. It leaves your head exposed. But
Looks more of like the like sweat suits, like literally.
yeah. Those full body like tracksuit deals.
Yeah, but
Uh,
like the ones that are made of plastic, so you like sweat more.
it died.
Oh my goodness!
Oh no!
Whoa!
And it's like killing. It's like not letting these scenes change. Sad.
That is pretty sad.
Well, on that note, I guess we'll end it there since we can't show anything else now. So long, everyone.